Hey, it's Whitney, and welcome to the EVG Venture channel where I share my experiences and all the things that I learn through my journey of being an online entrepreneur and content creator. Today's video is one that hits close to home for me, and I really hope that it helps you out. And this is all about what to do when you get off track with your work, how to make a comeback. This happens to the best of us. This has happened to me a few times, and it can feel really frustrating. It's really easy to beat ourselves up about this when we're creating a bunch of content, we're really consistent, and then we go through a period where we're not so consistent. We go through a period where we might not be producing content as regularly or as at all. You know, this has happened to me in the past where I've needed to take a break because I got so burnt out. This has also happened to me where I was on vacation and I was so consumed with everything that I was doing that I just didn't have the energy to create content. This has happened to friends of mine when there's been a tragedy in their family, when a family member has passed away or somebody has gotten sick. I mean, there's so many different examples of this. They can happen also when positive things happen. Maybe there's a new romantic relationship in your life and you're so consumed with it that that's the most important thing and everything else is not as important. Or maybe it's a child for the same reason. I mean, whatever reason it is, life can get in the way and it's okay. The most important thing here is to not beat yourself up and then to figure out how you can get back on track as soon as possible. So I have some tips for you. I've got them in bullet point forms. Let me pull them up. Number one, it's important to know why you need to be consistent. First of all, it creates trust. If you're a content creator or even if you're creating physical products, people need to know that you're there for them and that you are creating something for them and that they can come back and find it. If you don't have new content or products around for them to buy, then they're just going to give up on you. They might forget about you. They might not trust you anymore because you weren't there for them when they needed you. It's also really important for traffic. So driving traffic online, especially to a blog, to YouTube, to social media. People aren't going to keep coming back to you if they don't see new content there. And search engines like Google are indexing you. If you're not consistent, they're going to stop putting you in the higher searches. And even platforms like YouTube could take you out of their algorithm because their algorithm includes consistency. So that's why it's important. That's why it's recommended. And that's why being consistent can really lead to you being successful. But again, if life gets in the way, what do? All right, so if you're in the place right now where you're not creating content and you're not ready to create content, what do you do? First and foremost, let people know what's going on. Don't be afraid to just tell them whatever it is. Even if it's something bad, you don't have to explain many of the details. Just say, hey, I'm taking a break. I'll be back as soon as possible. If you have a date or a general idea of when you're going to come back on track, let them know. Let them know that you're not ignoring them, that you haven't disappeared. And think about it from their perspective. I mean, have you ever gone to a blog or a YouTube channel and seen that there's been no content for 6 months, a year, maybe several years? Well, you probably think that that content has been abandoned, especially if there's no explanation for it. So why would you ever go back to it? Why would this person remain important to you? So you want to flip it around and think about how you can prevent that mentality from happening to your audience and new people that are coming across your content. Responding to comments is a really easy way to keep in touch with your audience, even if you're not creating content. So on any of your past content, whether it's a blog post, YouTube video, social media, if people are still interacting with it and finding it, thank them, give them stars or thumbs up or whatever it is on those platforms. Comment with them, engage with them online. It only takes a few minutes, and this can show that you're still there, you're still active. Now, I know sometimes it can feel really overwhelming to be involved with social media if you're taking any sort of hiatus or whatever else is going on. But if you can find just one social media network to continue to be active on, even if it's a few posts a day or even a few posts a month, that can really make a big difference. So find one that's easy for you and fun for you, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, even Snapchat. In fact, Snapchat, I think, is a really powerful network for these times in your life because it's so casual, easy, and quick and fast. You can just pick up your phone and snap a quick photo or a little video just to let people know that you're alive and you're still around. Show them what's going on in your life during this downtime, and that will remove any of the questions and let them know that you're still there. I love Snapchat. You can find me there on Eco Vegan Gal. Actually, all my social media is under that. Okay, so what happens when you're ready to get back on track? How do you do it? Number one is make sure that you've forgiven yourself. Try to wash away any of that guilt that you're feeling, that frustration. Let it go. I know that's hard, but do your best to. It's okay. Like I said, this happens and it's all right that it happens. You just got to do the best that you can, your personal best. Then think about why you started in the first place. If you're having trouble figuring out where to start again, try to put yourself back in your shoes when you first started creating, when you first started blogging, YouTubing, going on social media, creating the products, whatever else that you're doing. What is the root of it? What is your why? That'll help you get more energized and excited and get that momentum back up and going. Then start making notes of your ideas. This is really great when you're on hiatus, and this is what I practice all the time. I put notes right on my phone. I put notes in little notebooks, which I have scattered all around the place. I write down everything. I do brainstorming sessions with myself. I do it with friends. I take as many notes as possible, and then I can refer back to them when I want to create new content. That's actually how this video came about. I just started thinking about it. It also really helps me to do research. So when I have an idea, I go online and see what other people are suggesting or other people are talking about in this subject matter, and that helps me build something to put together. It makes the whole process easy. Then create a posting schedule. This will help you so much. One of the reasons that people get off track is because they don't have that consistent day or time that they're creating content. They just think, oh, I'll just keep letting it go. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. And then that spirals down, right? If you create a posting schedule for yourself and stay committed to it, that'll help you get back on track big time. And that'll also let your audience know when they can expect the next piece of content. That helps earn back that trust. So if you want to post every Wednesday, for example, let them know and that also holds you accountable, right? So I'm going to create content every Wednesday for the next 5 months or hopefully indefinitely. And people will keep coming back, and that'll build up that traffic and that momentum for you. It's a really great way to stay accountable. When you do create your next piece of content, come back with a bang. And don't use that like in a pressure, like, oh my gosh, I got to create the best piece of content ever. But really try to figure out what is coming from your heart. What do you really want to say from all those ideas you've been collecting? And what's going to most resonate with your audience? What do they want? When you do this properly, it'll feel like you've never been gone at all, because people are gonna just really be excited about what you're doing. A really great example of this is Adele. As of the recording of this video, she just came out with her newest song in 3 years. This is her third album, I think. She had 2 others that were huge hits. Everyone was talking about Adele years ago, and then she barely did anything in 3 years. But as soon as she released that single, Hello, it went viral like that. Literally overnight, this song was published. Everybody was talking about it, sharing it. I mean, it was huge because it resonated with someone. I remember when I heard that song, I got crazy chills, and I wanted to be part of the conversation with other people because we were all feeling the same thing. So I know that's a lot of pressure because that's a magnificent song as an example, but my point being is, what can you do in your own way? What is your own version of Hello? What's going to give your audience chills, make them excited, make them laugh, make them think about something, really educate them on something? And that's where all those ideas come together, and that posting schedule will really help. Write out a list of what's going to go out when, and that'll help you figure out which of that content is going to be most important and how you should schedule it all out. Now, when you do come back, don't feel the need to explain or apologize your absence. That's why you want to have that conversation going while you're away on your hiatus. You can, of course, explain and apologize. I've done this in the past, but my audience has always been kind of mixed when it comes to that type of content. Sometimes they're grateful to hear the explanation. Other times they're like annoyed and they're like, I don't need to hear this. Just give me some more content. So that's up to you, and that's up to you to figure out based on who your audience is. This is going to differ from creator to creator, but you don't have to do it, is my point. Setting goals for yourself is huge. So coming back around to that posting schedule. So knowing how long you're going to be consistent, what days for how long, but also think big. Put some big dreams together. What do you want to achieve? This can really get in the way of people creating content because sometimes they just step back and they say, I don't even know why I'm doing this. What's the point? You got to figure that out for yourself. You got to figure out what your own point is, what your own dreams are, what are your goals. And that also helps with that first point of coming back around to why you started in the first place. And that might have shifted a little bit, right? But that helps you remember what it was like and what you were excited about. Think about what you want to achieve, and that'll help you stay consistent with it, because you got to be consistent to reach your goals. You got to keep doing something and get better and better at it to reach wherever you want to be. And then lastly, it really helps to have an accountability partner. I mean, this is tremendous, and this is a huge reason why a lot of people struggle in all aspects of their life, is that they don't have anybody around cheering them on, pushing them forward, saying, hey, don't forget to do this, or hey, your last piece of content was great, or I believe in you. Accountability partners are huge, and that's actually a huge inspiration for why I created the creators community. If you don't know about that yet, I have this group for online content creators called the Creators Community, and it's all based around like-minded people that are doing content in the vegan, plant-based, healthy living world, and coming together to hold each other accountable from all over the world. People that believe in each other, that are positive, that are there for each other. You can have 24-hour support, and we also meet on a monthly basis to actually talk face-to-face through Google Hangouts. It's really amazing. If you want to check it out, if you are lacking that type of inspiration and motivation and accountability in your life, the Creators Community could be great. It is linked to down below. You can find it at whitneylauritsen.com/community. I would love to have you there. Before we go today, I wanted to give you a few extra little tidbits to set you off on the right path. One thing that I love to do that is part of my daily work practice is using different aromatherapy. So there are two different brands that I love, and I'll link to them down below. One is Lotus Way. I just got this new, they call it a perfume, but it's like a spray called Inspired Action. I don't know why it's not focusing here, but I think you can read it well enough. Inspired Action is this little spray-on perfume, and I put this on as kind of like a ritual to stay inspired. And on the packaging it says it is meant to enhance motivation, insight, and fearless creativity. It smells great too, and it's not a very feminine scent, so guys, I think you would enjoy this as well. And then another brand that does something similar to that is Balance Guru, and they make some other energy mists, as they call them, and they have all different types. This one is for being truthful. This one is guilt-free, so that's good if you're feeling any sort of guilt. I'm sorry that the focus is not ideal on this camera right now. And then Intuition. Why do I even bother showing you? Intuition. This one is for understanding. This one is for fearlessness. Two more here. Empowering and full of love. So what I'll do is sometimes I just reach into this bag and pull out whichever one, and I kind of look at that as like a sign, like, oh, I guess I might need that in my life right now. Or sometimes I'll go through all of them and look at them and determine whatever else I want to bring up. And it's great from an aromatherapy standpoint, but it's also just great as a little like reminder to be or feel whatever it is that these are representing. The other thing I wanted to mention is a book that I'm loving right now. I am a total bookworm. I read a ton. And one thing on my shelf is The School of Greatness by Lewis Howes. This just came out a few weeks ago. Lewis Howes is amazing, and he is a great motivator for doing great things in the world. And he interviews all these incredible people. He's got a ton of tips in here. He has a podcast, website. I'll link to that all down below. I really recommend this. This has really been motivating me a lot recently. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has helped you out. I would love for you to comment below. How do you get back on track whenever you're off track? And this doesn't just have to be about creating content. This could be about fitness. This could be about any element of your life, eating better. But these tips can apply to so much. So whatever you can best relate to. And whatever else you want to comment on in here. Do you have any other rituals that you go through when you need more motivation? Do you have a great accountability partner that you want to shout out to? Whatever it is, I just love hearing from you. I love having you as part of this community. That's what makes this so powerful, is when we all come together collectively to support one another. Thank you so much again again for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so you're the first to know when there's more content. Speaking of getting back on track, my aim is to get this channel back on track with a new video every week. I'm thinking of doing it on Tuesdays, and I have a ton of cool content coming up for you. So be sure to keep an eye out for it, and I will see you then. Bye, and best of luck to you and everything else that you're creating in the meantime.